as is our tradition, we went up to Promontory for May 10th.
Oh, isn't that fun?
The big blowout here was the one in 2019.
Oh, yes.
The 150th anniversary of the driving of the Golden Spike. And the big boy came in and hundreds of thousands of people.
Right, what a celebration.
So between Memorial Day and Labor Day, they do these reenactments every Saturday.
Oh, that's so neat.
So this is the site where the Central Pacific Railroad and the Union Pacific Railroads met on May 10th in 1869 and completed the nation's very first transcontinental railroad and placed a golden spike in a laurel tie to commemorate the event.
What an event it was.
When you think what it took to pull this off in 1869.
Oh, it boggles the mind, really.
And completed years ahead of schedule. On May 10th every year, they do 2 full reenactments, and the first reenactment takes place at the exact same time that the original event happened.
That is just that. I love the historical significance of that.
They just synchronize everything with the clock so that the golden spike is placed at the exact moment that the golden spike was placed over 150 years ago. And then they repeat the entire reenactment later that afternoon for people who don't want to come up in the morning.
Right.
Bulletin. Don't break the circuit. Keep quiet. When the last spike is driven, we will say done.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the officials of both railroads, the Union Pacific and the Central Pacific, I bid you welcome.
And so a nation, as well as the spectators gathered here, await as the drama of men's hopes and dreams and prayers begin to unfold on this 10th day of May, 1869.
The last fight needed to unite the Atlantic and the Pacific by a new line with grace and conquer. To perform this act, the East and the West never since history commenced her record of human events has men been called upon to meet the completion of a work so magnificent in contemplation and so marvelous in execution. Now, even California, within whose borders and by whose citizens the Pacific Railroad was inaugurated, desires to express her appreciation. Vast importance to her, the sister states of the great enterprise, which by joint action is about to be consummated. From the mines of gold is forged the spike.
So they run at least one of the locomotives every single day. They typically will only run one, but then on Saturdays they bring out both locomotives and do the full reenactment, just like they do on May 10th.
Nice.
Now, while they don't run the locomotives in the winter, during the off-season, if you come up here, they do shop tours.
Oh, neat.
And that'd be really fun to do, but once the locomotives are hot, they do not want people in the shops.
Right.
So if you want to do shop tours, you have to come in here on the off-season when they're working on the locomotives.
Right, weather permitting, I would imagine.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to come up here in the middle of a blizzard.
Most of the people that you see here are volunteers from the local community.
Yeah, I talked to one guy, he said only like 3 of these people actually work here.
Right, but it's another, like Ely, where the community is heavily involved in this.
My name is Chance Davis. I am a volunteer fireman out here at Golden Spike.
Everything is hot?
Everything is hot.
Yeah.
Seems like the wind's finally died down a little bit, so I'm going to open up that window. I'm hot myself. Make sure water. give it a good strong tug. Pretty cool, huh?
It pulls back.
It pulls back a lot better than it did last year. Last year it was pretty stiff. You had to actually tug it some. So. Do you know what all these gauges do?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay. I'll just give you a quick refresher. This one is your steam pressure gauge. That one is a miniature version of this one. We're sitting at about 120, 121 psi, which normally on a running day we operate around 125 to 140. Because we don't want the safeties going off when people are talking, we'll run at a lower pressure. These are your air brake gauges. This is how much air is being produced by the air compressor on the side of the engine. And then these tell you how much air is being used by the reservoir.
Now I would assume that none of that was original from 1869.
1869, the air brakes were not a thing. You would have your handbrake back there. However, the air brakes that we have on our engines, they were patented in 1869, so they are historically accurate. They just weren't common.
Yeah. And not on the Jupiter.
Yeah, not on the Jupiter 119. We have them for obvious reasons of having this want to stop quickly. But even then, it still takes a bit to stop.
I was wondering, in that same vein, you've got the lifting injector, and you've also got the crosshead pumps.
Yep.
So, did it have this lifting injector originally?
Originally, the Jupiter did not have an injector. That was actually still kind of a new design. Many people saw it as like black magic. 119, on the other hand, she did have an injector when she was built. And Jupiter here, she was very simple in terms of what she had in the cab. She did not have a lubricator. She did not have a sight glass. Some of these valves that you see coming off the main valve there did not exist there. And then for the safeties, we have modern safety valves built in our steam building. But back in the day, you would have had counterweights that would have been here. That would weigh about 120 psi or however heavy the pressure was.
Yes, I am a volunteer. My name is Alvin Swenson.
So you're on the engine crew?
I am. I'm a fireman.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Sweet. Really enjoy it. This is a great group to work with. Fantastic part, and they're good people. So it's a place that's great to volunteer for, and it's nice to come out here, even in cold weather.
So is the entire train crew volunteer, or
No.
are there professionals here?
We do have 3 professionals. The 2 engineers are full-time park employees. They need to be to operate the locomotive. And we also have a full-time fireman who is also a park employee.
These locomotives were built in the 1970s by Chad O'Connor.
Really? Did the Disney studios help with this in any way?
They did, the artwork on the locomotives.
Oh, I thought I recognized it.
Originally, the locomotives ran on motor oil, but they've been converted to run on their proper fuels. Wood for the Jupiter and coal for the 119.
Which is very symbolic.
I didn't get a word of that.
Not a word?
No.
All you got was little clicks of it.
Little clicks.
From Promontory is what I got through. I read it a lot faster than they used to send it.
Do you practice?
I used to.
Yeah.
I was probably almost proficient at 20 words a minute. Then I quit.
And now digital signal is a bit faster than that.
Scotia bit.
Yeah. But I find it ironic that we've gone back to digital.
Yeah. Well, Sam Morse made a Morse code key.
Yeah.
Alexander Graham Bell decided by changing the voltage and adding a speaker, you could add voice. And now we're back to typing one letter at a time.
Which sends out digital pulses.
Yep.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Exactly the same.
If you liked this video, please hit the like button.
Right.
And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. And you can do that by clicking on the upcoming blue button. Are we ready for that? Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we will see you here on Tuesday.
Right.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.